Now, I didn't plan on making a video for this channel today, but I was inspired for a variety of reasons. And it comes down to trends. This channel, Better Click-Through Rate, is designed to help creators navigate their way through YouTube in attempts at achieving success, growth, reach, connectedness, for whatever reason that may be. Not all YouTube channels are created for the same purpose, and I understand that. But as far as understanding how to use the platform and navigating the ins and outs and getting the algorithm to behave or at least treat you in a certain way to be successful and effective in your goal, then you're going to need to know these things. And quite possibly they're not necessarily talked about in this capacity on other channels that aren't hidden behind a bunch of retention editing and flashy captions and, all the tricks of the trade, basically. And that is part of what we're going to talk about today, is the fact that YouTube is continuously evolving. The audience is continuously evolving. People are continuously evolving. And I'm working with some clients right now. And I've always said that if I had the opportunity to work with anybody, especially if they already had an audience in YouTube Studio, in YouTube, in the algorithm assigned to their channel as far as what they watch and who they watch, then I could turn their channel around within 3 videos. And so I'm working with a client now, and we did just that. And actually the first video was on a channel with about 17,000 subscribers, and the first video that I did for this channel got roughly 50,000 views. But on top of that, it also converted on call to actions and increasing the growth and the return on investment in the business outside of YouTube. The AdSense revenue on YouTube is literally not even important in regard to what this produces on the other side. And this business is real estate. So the commissions currently, which are supposed to change here soon, are far more lucrative in the long run, especially in the market that we're in, having such high priced real estate and such the volume and turnover. And so the first video was an extreme success, but it was also based on trends and capitalizing on an opportunity that was blatantly obvious and apparent at the time. The next 2 videos were a little bit hit or miss, but then the third video, or the fourth video, the third after the first one, so the fourth one in total, started out as a 3 of 10 and then moved up to 1 of 10. And now it's on its way to who knows where this is going to go. And we're already seeing a huge return on investment in regard to call to actions, conversions, lead generation, and so on and so forth. So it's doing the job that it's supposed to do. But the problem is that in order for this job to be done effectively, we had to capitalize on the current trend. And I've seen the trends change on YouTube. You guys have seen it too. Maybe you aren't necessarily entirely aware of it, but if I tell you, then you'll understand and you'll realize. And there was a trend of entertainment. There was a trend of pranks. There was a trend of relationships. There was a trend of how-tos. There was a trend of the pandemic, which literally opened up the door for a wide variety of content options because so many people were sitting down watching YouTube. Then it went on to a trend of somewhat where we were in the last year and a half to where we are headed to now. And I don't want to say I don't want to say them because I don't want the algorithm to pick up on what I'm saying and possibly categorize this channel within those trends, because I don't really like them. But I understand them and I can use them. Okay. And so can you if you so choose. And so the strange part about it is full disclosure, know what they are, and can effectively use them if I'm not the one doing it. It's really strange. For some reason, I personally can't connect with them. I refuse to, so I don't get the opportunity to exploit them myself consistently. But I can for clients when I have a specific target in mind and a goal and an objective for the business. So that's that. But I was just watching through my own research, independent research, and just like a general hunch, but then also just recently confirmed from the comment section with Brett Cooper on Daily Wire, is what I think is the next trend, the next wave that's going to take over YouTube, the next season that we are entering into. And unfortunately, it's something I have to consider: hate watching. And I have to consider this is because this is what somebody actually told me in the comment section on a video. They said people enjoy this type of content because it's hate watching. They like to hate watch. And as I watched this video on the comment section with Brett Cooper, as she was kind of like reviewing and dissecting and getting into the comments on a very, very popular YouTube couple, Matt and Abby, which took advantage of the opportunity that presented itself during the pandemic to really grow their channel. It's pretty clear and apparent that their viewership, if not just theirs, but the platform in general, is being pushed towards the direction of hate watching. Here's the biggest problem with it. I look at it from the perspective of create content that is you versus, or try not to create content that you become. Therefore, you have the option, you have the choice, you have the decision to make on whether or not you're going to stay true to who you are and what your objectives are or were from the beginning, your core values, and continuously, push forward towards that, progress towards that. Or are you going to fall in line and literally become what the YouTube algorithm tells you you should be? Because it will inevitably tell you what you should be based on the trends, based on your audience, based on the data points, based on the KPIs, based on all the metrics that they've collected. They'll literally tell you somewhat who you should be, what you should be, and how you should create content. And as that changes, as we go through these different seasons, these different changes of YouTube, they're probably not going to align with where you started, which then puts you into this gray area. And this gray area produces like two simple and easy identifiable results. One being a decline in your channel's reach and growth and views and vanity metrics in regard to views, but I'm not going to necessarily connect and tie that with money. The other being your audience, quote unquote, your audience, which is a loose term, saying you've changed. We no longer like you. We wish you were like you were before, or more comments coming in a negative direction and a negative tone. But that negative direction and negative tone produces greater views. You may even see on the back end that your like to dislike ratio is declining as you're getting more dislikes, but your videos are getting more reach and more views. But maybe even still with that, getting less income, less AdSense revenue, lower RPM. But the worst part about it is if you fall into that trap, then you will then begin to try and create content specifically for the controversial reason that would stimulate the interest and satiate the need of the masses to watch you in hate. And I don't know if Matt and Abby are doing this on purpose. I don't know if they're doing it by accident. I don't know if they're doing it strategically for their business. But unfortunately, it can potentially hurt their brand when this shift changes, when, there's a changing of the guards and they want to go back to wholesome family fun content and your audience now hates you. What do you do? Well, the other one being vanity metrics and views and subscriber counts, which are completely skewed now thanks to shorts. Thanks to shorts and live streams and podcasts and all these different variants that YouTube's introducing that has literally segregated the audience in a lot of different ways, but lumped them all into one category being subscribers, which I think that YouTube, if you reach 1 million subscribers or 100,000 subscribers or 1 million subscribers with shorts, they should give you a smaller play button. If you reach this pinnacle on YouTube of getting a play button through shorts, then I think they should give you a smaller, like a narrow, don't give you a full size play button. They should cut it in like a third, because getting subscribers through shorts is pretty easy, actually. The algorithm behind shorts is really strange. It's really weird, but it makes sense. It's competing with TikTok, and also there's no real financial benefit there. So it doesn't matter. It's a vanity metric. It costs them 25 cents, $1 to make this plaque. It's not a big deal. And when you see this metric, and then you see this metric of how many subscribers you have and then how many views you get in comparison to subscribers, you're like, wait, I'm not getting anywhere near the amount of views that you would think I should get with this many subscribers. And it's because the subscribers aren't there for your content. They're there by accident, or they're there for shorts or whatever reason it may be, but they're not actually there to support you as a creator, as who you started this channel as, or the goal, or the reasoning behind it, the connectedness, the hobby, the common interest. So then as you see this number begins to mess with you, and you're like, well, I got to fix this. I got to get more views. Well, how do I get more views? Well, I need to do what YouTube's telling me to do. Well, what's YouTube telling me to do? Well, YouTube's telling me to create controversy and create content that people love to hate in order to watch. But how many people would literally, like, theoretically want to begin a business today in 2024 to go out, any business? How many people would want to start a business specifically with the sole purpose of being disliked by your customer base? That makes zero sense whatsoever. So I don't see how this could be a viable, long-term, sustainable business model in the future. And you have to then decide, do you want to go down that path? Or do you want to take the high road, potentially have lower vanity metrics and theoretically lower income and revenue on the platform, although that may not necessarily be the case because your CPM and RPM may be higher, greater opportunities for paid sponsorships and affiliate programs and brand promotions and things like that, selling your products and building your business. But we're not going to get into that in this video. You got to make that choice. You've got to decide. And I just wanted to share that. That's pretty much it. I have no real objective or motive or incentive behind this besides the fact that I really want people to know how this really works. And I really want to see people use this in a beneficial way to help them grow and take advantage of the platform in a positive way. And I just feel like that's lacking right now on YouTube. And I do have plans in the future of creating outlines and core structures and having the opportunity for masterminds and sitting in on these conversations and discussions so that you can grow and you can improve and achieve success, because it's there. It's here. I live it. I see it. I do it every single day. But I also, unfortunately, can't help but notice and realize how it's slowly falling apart and deteriorating into a really, really bad direction and a dark place. But I feel like that's actually going to be a really good thing in the long term for those who stick to it on a much higher road when it comes back around full circle and folks are ready for what we have to bring and what we have to offer. Good luck, guys. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe. I would appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye.